WBON TV is here in downtown Richmond. We popped into City Hall to talk to the mayor about the hotel issue, the growing drug epidemic, and of course, the jail issue. Here's what he had to say from the city stands.
Lulatee's Boutique is now open in Irvine. Ladies, you'll love the selection of tops, pants, dresses, and accessories, plus the latest in Simply Southern apparel. At Lulatee's, they have a huge selection of bath bombs, soaps, and other bath products. Lulatee's Boutique on Main Street in Irvine, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Drug is an epidemic, and it's not something that I can identify one place and one source that brings in drugs. Hotels are an issue, as they are anywhere. So, for me to single out one entity and say that they're a problem, it's not. Our police department's monitoring all those things, and they know and understand. And it's better for us to just look at it as a whole, and instead of identifying somebody and saying, this is a drug-infested place. We don't know that. The police do know it, and that's their job, and I don't want to know it. It's just not local. I mean, we have drug enforcement, we have police and state police, and we're all monitoring the drug activity. Does it run through hotels? Probably does. So does apartments, and so does businesses, and it's a problem. I wish I could say it is. If that was the case and there was 5 of them, we could close them down tomorrow. But it's not the case. Now, is there drugs going through them? Probably so. But I can assure you our police department's on top of it. Probably the biggest issue we have through the court systems, how we treat the situations, how you get warrants. I mean, there's so many factors that go into it. For us to be able to pass a legislation, I don't see anything that we could do without the state or the federal government mandating us to do it. I would support anything to curtail drug use, period. As long as it's within the legal boundaries that we have. And it's an issue. It is a major issue. The biggest issue is I don't think people understand how bad it is. I mean, you see young people in the obituaries, but they don't say what's wrong. If we put it out there, everybody that dies or sick or affected by it, then everybody would understand that we've got a major problem, and not just in Richmond, Kentucky. I mean, we've got our issues, but everybody's got them worse than we do, or a lot of people do. When I first came here, drugs wasn't even a big issue. I mean, it wasn't something. There was more alcohol than there was drugs. I was at a meeting yesterday in Lexington, and we was talking. It's an insurance meeting, and we was talking about Narcan and fentanyl and the insurance side of it. How do we handle it? What if our police officers gets hit with fentanyl? How does that affect the city as an expense? And protect them. It's just a big issue, and I think it's going to get worse. And people that deal with it, it's kind of like I think it's human. It's out of sight, out of mind to them. It's on my mind a lot because I hear from all different departments, and 98% of our crimes it's all drug related. There's a catch-22. They get on opioids, and and then they can't get the drugs, and they don't have the money to buy it, so it's they go steal to sell to trade. It's sad. This sounds pessimistic, I guess, but I try to be a realist, and this is a culture thing. This has been coming on in our society for 40 years, and it's just a culture, and we have to change that culture. I mean, you can't incarcerate everybody. I mean, how many people out there do drugs? There's alcoholics and there's people who can drink and not alcoholics. How do you weigh those people? I mean, it's hard to, and it's hard to define it, and it's hard to. So how do you culturally stop somebody? I always tell them it's kind of like this. I love chocolates better than anything. If the doctor told me that I couldn't have chocolate, what's on my mind all the time? Chocolate. I mean, I've got friends of mine that I know that's quit for 15 years and got on it again. I mean, it's just, it's tough. And I don't know that there's, the healing center, all these things are nice. Who's going to pay for it? I mean, it's astronomical. So where do we draw the line? I mean, I don't know. Nobody's got an answer. Because if it did, we'd be addressing it. We need to educate people. It's all going to be about education, and that's a process. And it's not going to change somebody my age today or your age today. You may change somebody that's in 4th, 5th grade, 6th grade. We got to keep trying, and we can't just quit. The public awareness is probably the best tool we got. And until it gets there, I'm going to stop it. It's a culture thing that we need to educate people how bad it is and what it will do for you.
Mayor Barnes reiterated multiple times that no one really does seem to know any solutions at this point, and that the growing drug epidemic is not just confined to Richmond, but obviously all over the country. He did, however, applaud Judge Executive Reagan Taylor for his idea for the potential healing center and just said that it comes down to taxpayer money. For WBON TV here in downtown Richmond, I'm Marissa Hempel.